All right, so today is Saturday, my family. Again, I am just here. I'm no expert in immigration laws. I am just giving a few tips as to the things that worked for me when I had to use the process, when I had to go through their processes. So I spoke about when the spouse, when the interview is done regarding your spouse. A lot of people, they gather a lot of pictures, so many pictures to prove there's a relationship. But sometimes when you go, they just disregard the pictures because you can take pictures wherever. You can take pictures and send them. Um, Pictures are not as important as if you can show financial support for that spouse while they're in Jamaica. And so the tips I'm giving are just as I said. I'm not a lawyer. I did all my paperwork on my own. I submitted every time they needed something. I had it and I was able to submit it right away. They're looking for stable employment when you're in America so that you're able to support your spouse if they come and children if they come and there's no work right away. Um, I also talked about when we bring the children to this place, and as one of my friend rightly mentioned, shell shock. A lot of kids come and all of a sudden everything is new, everything is different. And so it's hard for them to assimilate into this new culture with so many different languages, so many different shades of people. So it is so much differences, and we expect them to just come in and oh it's okay, but it can be interesting for them too. So as we get the kids ready to come, part of it has to be mentally preparing them and also um, helping them to understand, empowering them with the skills that they need and the self-esteem that they need in order to ignore negatives and stay focused on their prizes and on their goals. So today I just want to talk about a spouse in Jamaica getting ready to come to this country. Again, remember, you're bringing people to this country. If there were bad people back home, don't think this country will change them. Coming to this country can be overwhelming. If you um, if they were just farmers going about their daily lives and doing the things they were able to do in their environment, and understanding what they were about and how they were able to do it, they were self-employed. Please remember that these are things that have to be discussed, because when they come and have to start working for people and putting in these long tedious hours, and sometimes when they come home the monies that they get paid is nothing. Don't ever think it's going to energize them to want to keep doing this. The weather does change, and so they have to be prepared also for these cold weather times. um, so one of the things that I really want to talk about is that if you are filing for a spouse who is going to come and he or she did not finish high school, please, I'm just saying, as an observer, as an outsider, I'm outside looking in. What worked for me, I am just saying, encourage them to go to a trade school in Jamaica and get a piece of paper before they come. My husband was a welder back home. He did very well as a welder. He taught himself the trade. He didn't go to a trade school, and he bought his welding plant and he monopolized the district that he lived in and the surrounding areas because he was the only welder there. He had people he trained, but at the end of the day, he was the main person. Um, Coming here, but he had no paper to show that he did this. So one of the things I quickly did said to him was, "Could you please go down to the trade school and see if they can give you a certificate to show that you're a welder. Coming into America has changed. They want to see that you're coming in and you have something to offer. They don't want to see you coming in and it's another burden on them and their, and and another burden on them and their resources. So the better prepared you are, it's the more you will look good at the interview, when they say, "What will you do when you go to America?" So try to remember these things. If you are somebody who, if it's a woman and you do your baking and all that, get to a trade school and do a sample thing for them so they see you're capable and they can give you that piece of paper. Again, if you're a welder but you have somebody taught you the trade but you didn't get a paper, go get a paper. Whether you're level one, level two, a welder is a welder is a welder. Um, Carpentry, whatever you are capable of, go get that paper. And so you have it to show that I'm not coming in to just sit and look. I'm not coming in expecting for people to create something for me. I'm coming in able to market myself and so I can make a decent salary to support the person who brought me. So again, people, I say, remember, people do the people can be very nice when they want the opportunity to come, but understand that they will change. And when they change, you have to make sure you're in that position so when they change, you are not thrown off guard and you are not left struggling or becoming a fish out of water, but you are still able to stand firm, whether or not. So I'm just throwing a little bit of advice out there because you hear so many times that people sacrifice and do so much to get people in this country. And when they come here, they things doesn't work. And you have lost so much because you were hoping for somebody to come and work with you and build with you so you could have more and life would be a little different. And when it doesn't happen, it can become a hard blow. So don't expect too much, expect nothing and get a lot in return. Do the best you can do. Support so that you're marketable when you come, especially if you have children. Make sure that you're coming and you're coming with a good, decent mind to help the person who helped you to come in this country. Because this country, the sky's the limit. And so when you get the opportunity to come, when you don't have to look behind you and hide in this country, when you're free to go where you want to go and build and create wealth, and don't forget the person who brought you here. Learn to get along, learn to find those areas where you learn to appreciate, and then you learn to say thank you. When you learn to say, have conversations. When you hear of the crimes in Jamaica and you hear of the things going on, you can look at that person and say, thank you for bringing me here. I know there are crimes here too, but at least I can go out and work and I can make a living and I can buy my own shirt if I want to. And when they come, don't just want to take their entire paycheck, but give them a chance to have something in their pockets and let them know that they are the men or the woman, and so that you're working together as a team. It's not about what I have, my house in Jamaica, my this, my that, but it's ours now. Because what you build here is going to be ours. So make sure that if there's something in Jamaica, don't say, well, I have my house in Jamaica, I can't go back to. Find a way to make it work. And together, when two struggle together and build, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And make it become ours. It's hard when you work hard and you do so much and you look at people who have theirs in Jamaica and they don't include you in it. Um, but you continue going because it's what it is. So make yourselves independent. Make sure you get your education. Make sure you do what you have to do so when they come, whatever the outcome, you can still stand firm. So those are just my little tips. This is just tip number 3 for those of you going through the Jamaican immigration system. Make sure that you get something so when you go to the embassy, you can show them that you're marketable when you come here. You're not just going to come and sit and look around and become a stress on their society, but that you're coming ready to give back to society. So my people, thanks again for all you do. support me on my journey. I'm still on my journey. I'm taking on, diverting a little bit because I thought about the immigration thing because we had a new student, and I realized how necessary it is for us to be aware of some things before um, we take on this huge challenge of assimilating in a new huge country that is so diverse, and we have to get accustomed to it. So, as somebody reminded me, one of my commenters, the person said, when you go to Rome, you have to do what the Romans do. You can't come to Rome and say, oh, well, this is how I do it in Jamaica. No, when you get to America, it's going to be American way. And so, my people, I wish you well as you file for your families and get ready to relocate them. I hope that the tips I'm giving will be beneficial to you. And if not to you, please pass it on to others so that, the process can be a little bit less challenging for them. All right. So, again, thanks to all of you who have subscribed. I would admonish you to just share a video or two or three, so that others who haven't subscribed as yet will subscribe to my channel and support me on my journey. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy Sabbath to everyone as you go forward.